Hey, what's going on guys, Richie here, and first and foremost, thanks so much for coming back to the channel. Now in today's video I'm going to talk to you how to start selling on eBay step by step. So if you've never sold anything on eBay before, if you've never sold anything online before, this is going to help you walk through it. Now I've been selling on eBay for a long time. In fact, the first time I ever sold anything was in 2006. I was in the first semester of my first year at uni and I just started selling things around the house that I didn't need anymore. And the very first thing I actually put up was this vintage Bart Simpson alarm clock that only like an 8-year-old boy would own. Now I had some success selling some of my old stuff on eBay, but what I ended up also doing is seeing things that weren't marketed well, not great images, not great title and description. At that time it was auctions, so you know, things that were ending at crazy times like in the middle of the night or 7 o'clock in the morning, and I would basically buy them, take better pictures, write better titles and descriptions, and essentially just sell them back on eBay again. And you know what, that was great. I was making this extra money as a uni student and I wouldn't have otherwise, but it didn't actually become an eBay business until I accidentally fell into it. Toward the end of 2006, I was trying to buy an MP4 player for my friend for her birthday. Now this was cutting edge at the time because it would actually play videos on the MP3 player. At that time, iPods couldn't even do that. So I had a certain price in mind and I was just bidding and bidding and bidding on different MP4 players, different auctions, trying to get the best price I could, and I was just losing all of them. So I was just bidding at 20 different listings at a time and just wasn't winning any. And then when Christmas Day came around, it turned out that the rest of the country was busy having a life and not sitting on eBay bidding. So what ended up happening was I accidentally won them all. I won over 20 different MP4 players, which ended up being over £1,000, and instead of doing what any other normal person would have done and just not paid for them and just taken the inevitable negative feedback, I used my mum's in case of emergency debit card and I was accidentally in business. Luckily that worked out well, I mean, other than the inevitable bollocking from my Indian mum, because I knew I could actually sell those products for much more than I paid for it. And the seller actually reached out to me and said, hey, instead of bidding on these, if you wanted to buy it wholesale, why didn't you contact me? I can just sell it to you wholesale. And just like that, I found my supplier. Now I might have fallen ass backwards into the MP4 player business as an 18-year-old back then, but I'm glad I did because I learned so much from it, and learning to sell on eBay has been a skill that I've learnt on so many times since then. It's always been a great way to either supplement income or even build a full-time income like I have done now. So whether you're looking to create a side hustle or create a full-time income, I'm going to talk you step by step what you need to do to start selling on eBay right now. Now if you know you want to sell on eBay but you're not sure what you want to sell, be sure to subscribe because I've got a video coming out talking exactly about that, talking about 4 different ways how you can start selling on eBay. One of them is you can start selling completely risk-free. You buy the products after you sold them, which I've done in the past and it's worked really well. So if you're interested in that, please subscribe and you'll get a notification. If you hit the notification bell, you'll get a notification to tell you when that video is coming out. So now I'm just going to jump over to my laptop and I'll show you the rest from there.
Okay, so you come over to eBay, and if you haven't already got an account, you want to click register, and you can see here it gives you the option of personal or business. So it depends on what you really want to do, but if you're not really sure, if you're just trying this right now and you haven't got a business set up, I would go with the personal account. You can always change it and get a business account later. So you just go through and fill in all the steps. I've already done this, so I'll show you once you've logged in. Okay, so now we're logged in and there's a couple of ways we can go about selling now. So number one, if you're selling a product that is well known, like it's a item that, let's say for example a GoPro, since it's on the screen, then this is pretty straightforward. So let's say this is the item you want to sell. You can just go to the page and where it says have one to sell, sell it yourself. What this will do is it will automatically enter a lot of the information, so you can see the EAN numbers entered, GoPro, the type, all these sort of variations and features. So what happens is people on eBay might be searching, for example, because there'll be filters on the side, so they might be searching LCD, they might be searching image stabilization, slow motion, underwater use, these sort of things. So all this stuff you want to have filled in, and if you're selling a product that's, you know, already out there, other people are selling it, you can just come in and do this, and you can see it just saves you a bunch of time. You'll still need to enter obviously the price, description, images and things like that, but whether it's new or used, this will save you a bunch of time. So you can just search that at the on the home page, or you can either go to find a product and you can type it in here. So let's say Sony PlayStation 5, and then you can see is it the digital edition, Blu-ray edition and so on, and you can select it and it'll just look exactly how it looked in the previous page. Alternatively, if you're selling something that's not as popular or you're wanting to go with your own brand, what you want to do is come back to the eBay homepage and click sell. Okay, so for this example, what I'm gonna say I am selling are knee supports. So I'm gonna come over here, type in knee supports. So it's gonna give me options of ones that are selling, but I am gonna go to, I don't see one like yours, continue without selecting a product. Like I said, if your product is exactly here, it will save you a bunch of time. So continue. So first thing first, title is super important. So what you want to ideally do is put as many keywords in there as possible, but you want it to still be readable. You don't want to just write it and it just doesn't really make sense. I mean, you can do that, but it's ideal if it makes sense as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to the eBay main site and I'm going to type in knee support, and I'm doing this just to give me ideas of the keywords to go after. So you can see arthritis, brace, pillow, XXL, running, bandage, strap. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to write the relevant ones down. Okay, so I've got my list, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this, and I've just googled character counter and I come up with this website. So I need to create a title with no more than 80 characters. So what I do is I just paste everything here and yeah, just start creating one. So knee support. So you don't need to, you can see I've got knee a couple of times, you just need it the once. So I'm just going to try and create a sentence that makes sense, so that I can get as many keywords in as possible. Great. So all of these are different ways. So you can see I've got training and weightlifting. So if somebody searches weight training, it will still come up. So I'm going to try and take as many of these as possible. And there's a good chance that this is going to be more than 80 characters. But we will try and get as many as possible. And if not, we'll just have to choose what we think is going to be the most likely.
A few moments later.
So this might take a little bit of time, but it's worth it for sure, because we want to try and make sure we get as many of these keywords as possible, because this is how people are going to find your product. So perfect. So I'm going to come back here, I'm going to copy this, come back to my eBay page and just paste that in. Okay, you can also put a subtitle, so that will just be additional information underneath the title. From what I understand, it's not searchable, so it's just something to try and get them to, an extra way to try and get them to click. I've done this on some of my products, but I usually only do it once I know the product is proven and I've got hundreds of them, so it makes most sense. You want to make sure it's in the right category. So you can see here, there's different types of knee supports, and we'd want the sporting goods one because this is the one we're going after, not the ones that people are having like arthritis and knee pains. So we make sure it's in the right category. You can also choose a secondary category. It does cost, I think it's double, so the listing fee, and your listing fee depends on all these options you choose. So it's up to you. I've done this, but again, I just do the bare minimum at first and until it's proven. condition, whether it's new, whether it's used, these sort of things. You want to add some photos of the item, and you want to make sure you've got the rights to these images. Don't just go to other people's listings and copy and paste it if you haven't got the rights to it, because what will happen is they'll just make a complaint and they'll eBay will come and just shut down your listing. So either take the pictures yourself or make sure you got the rights. But back in the day they used to charge per photo, but now I think they can do up to 12 for free. So that's what I'd recommend. I mean, don't do 12 if you don't need 12, but as many as possible, just to make sure the buyer knows exactly what they're getting. You can see again as an upsell, I've never done that one. And yeah, so there's more information here. I mean, it's not going to be, I'll go in and fill some stuff, but it's not necessarily going to be relevant to you if you're not selling in this category. Every category has got a different section of more details. So you can see if you've got the brand here, you can go in and type it in, or otherwise you can just choose unbranded. We've got type. So ideally you want to try and stick to the drop down menu, because this is what they can search. So if I'm here on eBay and I'm searching knee support, you'll see here are the options on the side, and this is what we're basically giving more information for. So when they go in and say, you know, I want a compression one, I want a neoprene one, and all these sort of things, you can see that it's really narrowing it down, and that's the information that we're putting in here. If you want to do variations, so for example, we saw here there was the option for colors and sizes. I'll show you. Go back up to variations, you click variations, and this is where you can do it. So let's say we're going to go for color, we're going for black, white, red, and so on. So we can also, let's say we've got our own options, we can put in black and white, and that'll appear. Oops, that didn't save. Add, now that'll appear. Add rows automatically. So you can see here. So what we can do is we can also, so it gives you the option, do you want to have images for each color, or do you want to use the default, you want to have the same images throughout all of them? So that's totally up to you, depending on the kind of product you're doing. If you want to do it per color, you can just go here and then you can choose that, you know, I want to do white, I want to do this, and then down here you put in the quantity of each and the price of each. So let's say you want to have a different variation, not color. We can come back and edit. You can click add. You can see there's other options here, or you can also add your own attribute here. But that's pretty much it. And let's go back to the main listing. So save and close. So I'm going to go down here, and you want to fill out as many of these as possible, because as we saw before, this is how people are searching. So let's say mine is breathable, double-sided, it's this. So I'm not going to go through every single one because it's going to be pretty boring for you, but here what you can do is, here's a description, and this is where you want to give more information of the product. So if it's a generic product you're selling, you could probably just go on the manufacturer's website and just paste it here. If it's something that you want to describe yourself, you can describe it, especially if it's a used product that you're selling, you want to show that, you know, it's a little bit worn here and these sort of things. And yeah, so you want to just fill this out there. You come down here, you've got the option of whether you want to do a fixed price listing. Oh, this is fixed price only. This is the best way to do it, in my opinion. A lot of people used to do auction. I don't think that's really, I haven't done an auction in years. I don't feel like eBay is known for that anymore. I think they used to be, but it's best to kind of stick with this. So you can choose whether you want to schedule a start on. All this stuff's not really important. It's just eBay upselling you. And enter price. So we didn't enter price in variation. If you haven't, you've done it, you can do it there. But it's probably easiest if you just come to variation and we say that, you know, we've got 15 of these, 10 of these, 10 of these, 10 of these. Now if this is a brand new eBay account, you might not be able to do this many quantities, because what they want to do is they want to make sure that you're actually a reputable seller before they let you, sell hundreds of things. So you might only be able to do 10 or so items in your first month, which is fine. We all kind of started like this, and they'll slowly, as they see you build up a reputation, they'll slowly allow you to sell more and more. So if that's the case, then maybe you want to just do 2 of each and just leave it at that, and then in the next month you can, once you've got more selling allowance, then you can up it. But I'm going to come here and I'm going to put in the price. Let's just do all of them $4.99. Oops. Okay, save and close. Okay, so let's continue where we left off. Okay, so we can see here we've got payment policy, so let's go and create one because you won't have one already. So this is just whether you're selling it. If you're selling something large where someone's going to come pick it up, you can choose this. Otherwise, you always want to require immediate payment when the buyer buys it. Otherwise, what can happen is they can commit to buying it and your product is taken off the market, but they haven't paid for it, and sometimes they don't pay for it. So I would definitely recommend this. So you need to name it something, and you need to have some text so you know about it. I've already got one, so I'm not going to do that. Postage policy. Now this is how I've got it set up. I've got it set up as Royal Mail, second class is free and first class, let's have a look. So I've got it set up as free. If you want to have it sent second class, if you want it first class, it's going to cost an additional £1.49, and for every additional item after that is 50p. So this is completely up to you. It depends on what country you're in and what you're selling. In the UK, you can go to the Royal Mail website and you can basically put in your dimensions and you can put in the weight, and it'll tell you exactly what it'll tell you exactly how much it's going to cost you. So it's up to you how you want to do it. I usually just put everything as free postage second class, just because I build in the price in my buy it now price. So I just kind of keep it simple. I think people just prefer free shipping and they're kind of used to it at this point. So we're going to come down. So if you're paying for your postage via eBay, then you'd want to put this information. If you're not, then don't even worry about it. And we can see here there's a promoted listing. Now I do this only because I sell items where I've got lots of them. So usually I've got at least 100 units of some item. So it helps, especially helps to rank at the beginning, but it's definitely not necessary. And yeah, it's completely up to you. So if you want to boost it, you just select it. So it will tell you how much it's going to cost you. So the way this works is it's really good actually, because they only charge you if you make a sale. So if they promote your product and you make a sale, they're going to charge you 69p including VAT, or 57p without it. They give you a suggested ad rate. Usually I go a little bit under, and if it's not selling, then I'll increase it and kind of see how it goes, but it's completely up to you. And then you got the multi-buy option. So this is, if somebody buys one, and these percentages are crazy in my opinion. So I do use these, but I will go a lot less. So, if someone buys 2 or more, 3%, 3 or more, 5%, 7%, something like that. You can always test it, and it depends on the product and things like that. But yeah, just see how that goes, and that's pretty much it. So you can preview the item, and there's not going to be much here because I haven't really filled it in, but you just want to click list and you're ready to go. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me know if you got any questions below and I'll do my best to help you. If this video was useful to you in any way, please like, comment and subscribe. That really helps me. That will actually tell the YouTube algorithm that it's a useful video and it will recommend it to others. and yeah, that really helps out a lot. So thanks so much for watching. Again, if you got any questions, I'll do my best to help you in the comments. And if you find this content interesting, I'm going to have a bunch more videos like this, specifically about the kind of products that we know for sure that will sell well on eBay, how to source the items, things like that. So just watch out for videos coming in the future, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.